The distant planet of Xarion had been quiet for centuries, nestled far from the bustling core of the Milky Way. Its inhabitants, a race of cold-blooded reptilians, had evolved into a powerful empire, ruling over many star systems with an iron fist. They were merciless conquerors, known for their strength and brutality. But no one could have predicted what would happen when they made the most critical mistake of their existence. It all started on a desolate outpost near the edge of Xarion's territory. A small group of Xarian soldiers had been patrolling when they encountered a human child. The child, a wanderer from a distant colony, had somehow gotten lost in the unforgiving wilderness of Xarion's surface. The soldiers, seeing the child as a mere nuisance, decided to capture him, not for any grand purpose but simply for sport. The boy was terrified, his innocent eyes wide with confusion and fear. He tried to run, but the reptilian soldiers were too fast. They chased him, cornered him, and before he could even scream for help, they did the unthinkable. The soldiers killed him, leaving his tiny body to rot in the harsh alien terrain. Xarion had no idea of the consequences of their actions. What they didn't know was that Earth, the home of the child, was watching. Earth had never intervened in the affairs of other worlds, but this was different. They had crossed a line. Deep in the heart of Earth's military command, a message was received from the child's parents. The message was simple and filled with heartbreak. We lost our son. The Xarian Empire killed him. They must pay. The leaders of Earth's government held an emergency council. After a long debate, a decision was made. Earth would not stand idle. The killing of a human child, no matter where it occurred in the universe, would not be tolerated. A response was needed, and it would be unlike anything the Xarian Empire had ever seen. Within weeks, Earth's most advanced warship, the Excalibur, was readied. Unlike any other ship in the fleet, the Excalibur was not a simple battleship. It was a planet-sized warship, a creation of decades of research, innovation, and ambition. The ship was capable of obliterating entire civilizations with a single strike. And now, it was heading straight for Xarion. The Excalibur was a marvel of engineering, powered by a fusion core capable of generating energy beyond imagination. Its massive hull stretched out, a fortress of weaponry and technology. Within its core was a self-sustaining ecosystem that could support millions of soldiers, scientists, and civilians. Its weapons ranged from kinetic projectiles to energy-based weapons capable of ripping apart entire cities. It was a weapon of vengeance, and it was coming for the Xarian Empire. As the Excalibur approached Xarian space, the Xarian Empire had no idea of the storm that was heading their way. Their scouts reported no unusual activity, no signs of an approaching fleet. But then, a massive energy pulse washed over the planet, registering as an anomaly on their sensors. They scrambled their defense fleets, but it was too late. From the darkness of space, the Excalibur emerged. Its size was incomprehensible, a gargantuan ship with weapons of unimaginable power. The Xarian military's fleet of warships appeared as mere ants in comparison. Panic began to spread throughout the Xarian ranks as the Excalibur locked its sights on the capital city of Xarion Prime. Commander Garth, a seasoned Xarian warlord, watched in horror as the human warship powered up its weapons. His mind raced. How could a single ship possess such destructive power? The Xarian Empire had conquered hundreds of worlds, but they had never faced anything like this. The Excalibur unleashed its first volley of energy blasts, tearing through Xarion Prime's outer defenses. The capital city was quickly engulfed in flames, the very atmosphere itself igniting from the intense heat. The Xarian soldiers on the surface, used to controlling entire planets, were helpless against the overwhelming force of the Excalibur. As the battle raged, the human soldiers aboard the Excalibur moved into position. They were not the warriors of old. No, these were the descendants of explorers, scientists, and engineers. They were united by one simple cause: to avenge the death of an innocent child. The warship's systems deployed human ground troops to the surface of Xarion Prime. Clad in advanced exosuits and armed with energy rifles, they stormed the planet's surface, pushing back the Xarian defenders. The soldiers fought with relentless determination, each one carrying the memory of the child who had died. The fearsome reptilian warriors of Xarion, despite their strength, had never faced such a foe. They were driven back, losing ground with every passing moment. Commander Garth realized that the situation was slipping out of control. In an attempt to counter the overwhelming human assault, he activated Xarian's secret weapon, a colossal mech that had been hidden in the planet's core. It was a last-ditch effort, a symbol of the Empire's final stand. The mech, built for sheer destruction, rose from the ground, towering over the human soldiers as it advanced toward the Excalibur. But the humans had anticipated this. The Excalibur fired a devastating pulse of energy, disabling the mech before it could even engage in combat. The ground shook as the mech collapsed, its systems overloaded beyond repair. The remaining Xarian forces fell into disarray. The human forces had made it clear they were not here to negotiate. They were here for justice. The last of the Xarian Empire's military forces retreated, leaving behind the ruins of their once great civilization. Earth's message was clear. Any race that would dare harm a human child would face the full wrath of humanity. As the Excalibur prepared to leave Xarian space, its leaders sent a final message to the surviving Xarian commanders. It was brief, simple, and filled with an unmistakable promise. Never forget, humanity does not forgive. The Excalibur then turned its engines, disappearing into the depths of space, leaving the shattered remains of the Xarian Empire behind. The message had been sent, and the lesson had been learned. And on Earth, the parents of the lost child finally had peace, knowing that their son's death had not been in vain.